Hi, ladies and gents. Welcome to the second session for this year. So this time around, I'm just going to show you how to calculate heart rate on an ECG. I'm only going to show you, I think, about two methods. They're very simple and straightforward. I know there's more than that, but the rest of it, you can just read up on it and see how it's done. So first things first. So the ECGs that we record on our machines, they are recorded on a 10-second strip. And so meaning that this whole recording occurs over 10 seconds, okay? And then our paper speed being 25 millimeters per second. And then, as I discussed on the previous video about the voltage calibration, which is this part over here, 10 millimeters per millivolt. Now, let's just have a look at this rhythm strip. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain to you how we get to that 10 seconds, how we can determine that, and just to show you this, how we get to this 25 millimeters per second. Obviously, this is something you can program on the machine, but I'm just going to break it down for you. Now, the first box here, the first big box that you see here, so that accommodates our calibration, okay? And then thereafter, our recording begins until 10 seconds is complete. Now, what the machine does is that I think, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 clusters of 5 big boxes. Okay, so these boxes, so these are the big boxes. So those are grouped into five groups 10 times. If you understand what I'm saying. So 5 of those 10 times. So you have 5 big boxes, and what we know is that each big box is 0.2 seconds, right? And then we have another set of 5 big boxes, another one, and so it goes until we have 10 groups of 5 big boxes, right? Now, if you have a look at the first half of this, so these are 5 big boxes, 0.2 second each, meaning that if you take these 0.2 seconds and then you multiply by 25, because now we have a total of 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 big boxes, right? And we know that each one is 0.2 seconds. So if you take that multiplication, you're going to get 5 seconds. So what this is telling you is that this first half of the ECG represents the first 5-second recording, okay? And the same thing going further. The rest of it will be the next 5 seconds, therefore giving you your recording time, which is your 10 seconds. Hence, we say it's a 10-second strip. So that's how you can break it down. Yeah, that's how you can break it down. Now, let's have a look how we get to this 25 millimeters per second. So what we know is that one big box, so remember I said in the previous video, you're going to need those numbers, we're going to apply them. We know that the width of this box is 5 millimeters, right? 5 millimeters. Now, if you take one cluster or one group of 5 big boxes, okay? One group of 5 big boxes. So if you take 5 of those, multiply by, we know that each one is 5 millimeters. So there's 5 boxes of 5 millimeters. What is it going to give you? It's going to give you 25 millimeters. So that explains the first one. And in terms of seconds, we know that the very same big box is 0.2 seconds, right? Now, there's 5 of those, therefore 5 multiplied by 0.2 is going to give you 1. Hence, we say 25 millimeters per second. Okay, so that's how we get to that. So then, how does this help us in terms of calculating our heart rate? I think, let's see. So this is how we're going to calculate our heart rate now. So what we know, once again, is that this is 10 seconds. But we also know at the same time that heart rate should be in beats per minute, not in seconds, right? So in order to convert that into minutes, all we need to do is say 10 seconds times 6, because 1 minute equals 60 seconds, right? So that's a minute, which means that when we calculate heart rate, we're going to use this 6 to multiply. So that's just for us to convert our rate into beats per minute. Now, how do we do that? So basically, what this is telling us is that over 10 seconds, okay, over 10 seconds, we were able to capture 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 cardiac cycles. We were able to capture 11 cardiac cycles over that 10 seconds. So now we need to do our conversion. So we just multiply the number of R waves by 6, and that's going to give us 66 beats per minute. As simple as that. 66 beats per minute. So this is the first method that you can use to calculate heart rate. And the nice thing about this one is that you can use it for both regular and irregular rhythms. So the second method that I'm going to show you is this one. Now, with this one, there are 2 options. One, you can either memorize these numbers where you say, so you look at your RR intervals, okay? So if you have your R wave over there and you're on the next R wave over there, so you look at this interval and you count how many large squares, large blocks are in between your R waves, okay? So that's how you use this one. So if there's only one big square between your R waves, it gives you a heart rate of 300. If you have 2 squares in between your R waves, it gives you a heart rate of 150, and so on, okay? So it's either you memorize all these numbers, or I show you how we get to those numbers, and then you won't have a problem. Because what if we have 7 blocks or 8 blocks? Okay, how do you know what's next in line? What's the next number? So basically, it's all about using what we know. And what do we know? We know that this square right here is 0.2 seconds. Okay, 0.2 seconds. Now, we need to convert that into a heart rate in terms of beats per minute. Now, if there's only one square, it means we only have that one 0.2 seconds, right? To convert that, you're simply going to say 60 seconds divided by 0.2. It's going to give you a heart rate of 300 beats per minute. If you have 2 big boxes, it means you have 0.2 twice now, which makes it 0.4, because you have two boxes now. So 0.4. So you have 60 over 0.4, and that's going to give you a heart rate. If you have three boxes, you're going to have a 0.6. So 60 over 0.6, which gives you your next heart rate, and so on and so on and so on. Now, if you had 7 boxes, it means you would have 0.6, 0.8, and then 1, 1.2, so you'd have 1.4. So 60 over 1.4, it's gonna give you about 40 or 43 beats per minute or so. Okay, so you can work it out depending on how many boxes you have. So for me, I find it easier to know how we get to these numbers other than just, memorizing a whole lot. But it's quite easy to memorize these numbers, of course. So yeah, so that's just it, guys. I'm not gonna make this video any longer than it is already. So yeah, I hope this made sense. Play it over and over again until it makes sense, or we can always, of course, discuss it. So thank you and enjoy.